All right, back to talking about Doctor Who, the trial of a Time Lord, the mysterious planet, Colin Baker as the Doctor, specifically telling what happens in the mysterious planet, which is the first story in the trial of a Time Lord season, Doctor Who. Okay. Okay. The Immortal, also known as Drathro the Robot, he refers to the people as work units and says that they exist only to serve him. He says, without me, they would have no function, which seems a little backwards. The robot thinks he is more important, has more value than human beings. Even though the human beings created him. He is the one that is supposed to be, robots are supposed to be, their function is to serve humanity, I suppose, is a way of looking at it. But the Immortal feels that he is more important than humanity. So he says, without me, they would have no function. This robot feels that humanity is serving him. So that's why it seems a little backwards. He thinks he's pretty important. The Doctor says, you can't see beyond the end of your tin nose, can you? You are only a robot. The people out there, the work units, the organics, whatever you choose to call them, they're living creatures. They have a right to their lives. Okay. They're living creatures. The Doctor says they are living creatures. They have a right to their lives. And now I have something in parentheses in my notes because I felt that this dialogue reminded me of something. The Doctor said that the humans have a right to their lives. They're living creatures. They have a right to their lives. So he's speaking of humanity to the robot. Living creatures, and they have a right to their lives. And I was thinking, well, being vegan, that reminds me of animals. The non-human animals on Earth, because they are living creatures and have a right to their lives. But that is not how most of humanity feels. Most of humanity feels that the non-human animals on Earth are here to serve humanity, to be products for humanity. So I thought that's what it made me think of when I hear the Doctor say that humans are trying to tell a robot that humans are living creatures and they have a right to their lives. Well, that makes me think, well, the non-human animals on Earth, they deserve that same consideration. But I wonder how many people who watch, probably not very many people who who watch this episode make the connection with those words to the non-human animals on the planet. So probably not very many. Probably a lot of people didn't make that connection because they're just thinking about humans and how important they are, and they probably think that they're probably not even considering the non-human animals on the planet. Okay, so I thought that was interesting. The doctor tells the immortal, whoever programmed you forgot to include moral values. And then I have in parentheses in my notes, that could be said for a lot of people that when they were born, they were not they didn't have moral values. It's funny to try to explain this because we're not robots, but so we weren't programmed with moral values. But a lot of people didn't learn. Okay, that's another one. Okay, so we weren't programmed, but we didn't. A lot of people didn't learn moral values. Okay, that's the point I was trying to connection I was trying to make with that. So a lot of people, it could be said that a lot of people don't have good moral values. Okay. All right. Yeah, the doctor says whoever programmed you forgot to include moral values. Okay. The immortal asks the doctor, is your point that organics are of more value than robots? Organics. The doctor says yes, if you want to look at it that way. The immortal asks, then why should I be in command of organics if they are of greater value? The doctor says, without organics, there wouldn't be any robots. There'd be no one to create them. The immortal says that this shows that robots are more advanced, therefore of more value. Which doesn't really make sense. But I suppose it's no good arguing with a robot. The doctor tells the immortal that he has no concept of what life is. The immortal says, I have studied my work units for 5 centuries. I understand all their responses, what you would call life. The doctor says, understanding is not the same as knowing. Your work units are the result of millions of years of development, life. The immortal says, I understand evolution. The doctor says, if you could understand 1/10 of what life was about, you'd want me to save those people out there. The immortal says, why? I have said that without me, they have no purpose. So it would be it must be very frustrating for the doctor trying to make the robot, to convince the robot that that humanity is worth saving. because the logic of the robot. It's like a. It's frustrating because the logic of the robot is it conflicts. The robot's logic conflicts with the logic of the doctor. The conflicting viewpoints. Okay, so it reminded me of something. So another parenthetical in my notes. It seems like it's like debating with a meat eater. Because they keep repeating or falling back on terrible logic or excuses. Meat eaters would not agree with that. But all you have to do is watch some of Earthling Ed's videos or Joey Carbstrong's videos, vegan activists, and they have a lot of videos where they are debating with meat eaters, and you can see they keep using the same excuses that are not very good excuses. And they keep their logic, it's not very good. Earthling Ed has debunked all of the excuses that meat eaters give for why they continue to eat meat. And Joey Carbstrong, he has some similar videos where he debates with meat eaters. So there's no valid reason to continue to eat animals. So I recommend checking out Earthling Ed's videos and Joey Carbstrong's videos where they debate, well, all of them, but especially the ones where they debate with meat eaters, and you can see their responses to these meat eaters. It's very frustrating, and it makes me angry hearing some of the things that these meat eaters say, because they just won't. They just want to keep arguing their terrible arguments. It's just really frustrating, the things that they say. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to stop now. There's a lot left. That's it for now.